Howdy folks, Little John in the kitchen. Brew Food number 5. Today we're doing sweet and spicy wings. I didn't really know what to do today. I was tossing up between doing, well, what I wanted to do was actually wanted to do some ribs, some beef ribs, but I couldn't get a hold of any last night after work went to the supermarket, so I've gone for a backup plan. Sweet and spicy wings. I know there was a one certain Patreon who's asked about wings on the barbecue. So doing wings, but I'm not actually doing them on the barbecue, Greg. Sorry, mate. These could be done on the barbecue, but it's quite breezy out here at the moment at home, so it's just not going to really work being outdoors on doing this video. So I'm going to do them sticking to the oven and the stove top. So first thing we'll do, quite importantly, because this actual recipe contains no beer, there's no beer in the food, so instead we'll put the beer into the cook, get a little bit of lubrication going on. Courtesy of some Extract Pacific Ale. But anyway, let's get on with it. So I said, sweet and spicy chicken wings. Everyone loves a chicken wing. They're nice and easy, simple food. You can just pick up one end and you can mung on them. Easy when you're having a drink and whatnot. So simple. They're easy to prepare. Simple to cook. There's not a lot of ingredients, and this is fairly straightforward. Anybody can sort of do this. So start off with some chicken wings. Now today I've got the full wing, and what we're going to do, we want to cut this up. We want to use the two smaller parts. So basically, like the little drumstick and the, I don't even actually know what it's actually called, but the little bit in the middle. And we don't want to use this little wingtip. So first thing we'll do, so we can just take that wingtip off. And good to use a decent sized knife when you're doing this. And then cutting the other two. Now there's a little joint in here which it's not too hard to find, but just get in there somewhere. Leave the skin on. The skin's all part of it, but we don't want these little wingtips, so get rid of those. So what we're looking at is have these two little bits. We'll have lots of those. So go through, we'll get them ready. And as I said, if you're using a nice heavy knife, just makes the job a lot easier. Now I'm using, today I've got about 700 grams, 3/4 kilo of the wings. Now if you can get them in just little pieces, ready to go, that'd be good. But you can use, so you can use whatever you want. And you could use those little wing tips if you wanted to. I mean, some people like nibbling on them, but they're going to just get a little bit lost in this recipe. Righto, so wings are done. So I've got 12 bits of wing there. So I mean, that'd be nice for two people to have a bit of a nibble on. Or one person have a good feed on. Depends on what you're looking at. So what we're going to do now is get a little bit of seasoning onto these wings. Nice and simple. Now, if you're using chicken, just be careful with contaminating stuff. You don't want to be going for raw chicken and then grabbing hold of your ingredients from your cupboard that are going to go back in there. So, got our bowl. stick our chicken in. And we go, a bit of salt. Again, we're going to use just rough measurements, Little John style. About a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of the old black pepper. And this is just for a little bit light seasoning. And about a teaspoon of garlic powder. Oh, a bit more. Yeah, well, that wouldn't be much more actually. And just a splash of oil. I'm using olive oil. You can use vegetable oil if you want. Not a lot. You know, half a tablespoon, somewhere around there. Don't need a lot. And just give that a bit of a mix in. This is just a light seasoning for the chicken underneath. It's not a big one. Yeah, this isn't the main focus of the chicken, but this will just help to impart a bit of flavour and also give something to the skin to start to dry up a little bit. Now, we're doing these in the oven. A lot of recipes for wings, they'll be deep fried. The wings will come up crispier if they're deep fried, but given Little John's trying to lose a little bit of weight, deep frying is not really an option. So give these a coating, and we're going to bake these up. So grab yourself a tray, just line it with a little bit of foil. And just going to give it a light spray with some oil. Cooking spray. Now you could just brush on some oil there, depends on what you got. And we're just going to lay the chicken on that on the tray. Simple. I said anyone can do this. Well, should be able to anyway. You don't want to miscount the chicken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there's 14 bits. All good. So on the tray, oven over here has been preheated to about 210 degrees, so nice and hot. We're going to stick them in there, we're going to cook them for 20 minutes. Then we'll come back and we'll flip them over. Alright, see you shortly. Alright, we're 20 minutes in. Put these fellas out and give them a bit of a turn. And they're starting to get a nice little bit of colouring. Gold and juice is starting to run out. Looking good, smells nice. Smelling good. A little bit of pepper and that garlic has come up nicely. So, no, honestly, these would probably be quite tasty just on their own once they were done, but that's not what we're here for. So we just give these a turn over. These are going to get another 20 minutes in the oven. And at that point we're not far off. It's good because I'm getting hungry, getting towards lunchtime. So, yeah, I know, Little John, pre-lunch. It is after 12 o'clock. It's near 1 o'clock. It's close enough to lunch already. It's all good. Righto, so back in these go for another 20. Let them go, and we'll be back in a minute and I'll look at putting the sauce together. Okay, we're about 14 minutes into the second 20-minute cook. I'm going to get the sauce ready. So I've just got my fry pan going here. And then I'm going to add some butter. Now, for this amount of chicken, you're going to want about 3 tablespoons. I haven't quite got that, so I'm just going to drop in a little bit of olive oil as well. Okay. Now we're going to add some ground ginger. About half to 2/3 of a teaspoon. A little bit of soy sauce. About a teaspoon and a half. Don't want to burn anything in here. Well, a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Not too much. Chili sauce. Yeah, you can use whatever you like. I'm going to go for some sriracha because that's it's recommended for some. So about 4 tablespoons. So healthy dose. And obviously that's where our heat's going to come from. And that's our spice, and we need some honey. And obviously that's our sweet. We want about 2 tablespoons of honey. Right. I'm just going to combine all that, get it nice and hot. And we don't want to cook it, we just want to get it hot. We don't want to really cook it off. I don't want to reduce it or anything, because this is going to cut our chicken. Now, so I'm just going to drop the heat on that for a minute. Now, I've used sriracha for this one. Now, I've not used sriracha before, so this is new for me. So I did a bit of a taster of it. It's got a little bit of punch. I've said before, I'm not a massive chili fan. I like some chili, like a little bit of warmth, but I don't like it, fiery hot. So, and that's where this recipe sort of works nicely. You've got the chili, you've got the honey. That always works nicely. So you can play around with those levels a little bit if you really wanted to. You could go a little bit more chili, a bit less honey. I think you could just go for a straight sweet chili. Yeah, it's going to work alright. But that's going to be up to personal preference, and we'll see shortly how it goes. We're just going to throw the chicken in the pan and just basically coat it in this sauce. So we're ready to go. So we'll get him out. So we're going to turn the heat off on this fry pan. Tray out. So there's our chicken. Now we don't want the oil coming out of there, we just want the chicken. Tray is nice and hot. if the chicken didn't stick, that would be really good. But when does chicken not bloody stick? Alright, we're getting there. Get them all in. Not too bad. You can see it's nice and golden, nice crispy skin on there, so we've got a sort of the same effect as we would with the deep fryer. And then we just want to keep this chicken nice and coated in this sauce. And we're going to cook it for a couple of minutes just to caramelise the sauce on the chicken. Let the chicken soak a little bit up into the skin. Looking pretty good. As I said, for barbecue fans, you could certainly just toss this chicken in the sauce and then take it to the barbecue and throw it on the grill. Do it over an open flame. That would a little bit more intense on the caramelisation and crisping up a little bit. But this way is certainly going to work. Alternatively, you could have just coated these in sauce and just thrown them back into the oven for another couple of minutes. They're looking good. Let's have a bit of a beer while you're waiting for your cooking. And that will do us. On the plate. Righto, so that's them, looking good. Let's go in a little bit of a taste here. It's going to be pretty hot, but she's certainly warm. Probably could wait a minute. And tasty though. Nice little bit of spice from the sriracha. It's not hot and burny. It's enough that you know there's something there. Only a slight hint of the sweetness coming through. Yeah, no, they're quite nice. The chicken's lovely, it's beautiful, tender, skin's crispy. Chicken's just pulling off the bone, it's lovely. Yeah, cooked to perfection. So there they are. Sweet and spicy chicken wings. Finger licking good. Easy to do. Simple. No mucking around. Pretty quick. Beautiful as a beer. So anyway, Brew Food done for today. So if you've got any comments, any questions, as always, stick them down the bottom. Want to clarify anything, go ahead. As always, thank you to the patrons. Cheers guys. Subscribers, thank you as well. If you haven't subscribed to Little John, hit the button down there in the corner, get subscribed. Get notified when things are coming on, so you know when there's some new food coming out or we're brewing some new beer. Either way, I'm done. I'm going to go and try and find myself a sunny spot out of the wind and enjoy this plate of goodness. So until I see you again, brewing beer, drinking beer, talking beer, or making food to go with it, good brewing. Let's have a bit of a beer while you're waiting for your cooking. So you can see now it's starting to get some nice caramelisation on the edges and crisping up. Give these to them a minute. And that will do it. On a plate.